Welcome back, y'all. With only a few days left before the big Dress to Impress summer update, there have been so many leaks dropping, like literally every time I blink something new gets announced. I'm currently working on a video where I'll go over all the leaks, but while I was looking on social media, I noticed that the community was in absolute chaos. Usually there's like one thing everyone's yapping about, but this time there's literally too much drama. First, people were upset about the Twitch wings. Now people are upset about the mermaid tail making a comeback. I've also seen this narrative going around that DTI is dying and that they're copying Grow a Garden.
Girl.
Like, girl, what is going on?
It's getting tired now, though, to me.
Honestly, I already knew there was going to be some drama because it happens every update. So in today's video, I'm going to break down each drama and see if it's valid or just rage bait. I'll also answer the question, is DTI dying? Before we start, you already know the drill. Please be respectful in the comments. Do not spread hate towards the devs or anyone mentioned in this video. Please be very demure, very mindful in the comments. Or in other words, keep it cute or you'll get the boot. Also, I will be live this Saturday on Twitch and on YouTube. So if you're looking for a streamer to watch in order to get the wings, please follow me over on Twitch at Punkshroom. The link is in the description. Anyways, grab your snacks and let's get started with the first section. So for those of you who don't know, Dress to Impress announced that they're collabing with Twitch. And in case there's people who don't know what Twitch is, it's the biggest streaming platform on the internet. The announcement was made last Thursday, which said, "We are so excited to announce that we're partnering up with Twitch for our upcoming summer update. We will be offering exclusive Twitch Cyberpunk wings to anyone who watches Dress to Impress on Twitch for at least 30 minutes after the update releases on Saturday, June 28th. You can watch any content creator playing DTI, and after 30 minutes, your unique code will be unlocked in your Twitch drops section. Then all you need to do is hop in game, click the codes menu, and redeem it. Due to database limitations, there's only a certain amount of codes available, so be sure to join in with those Twitch streams to unlock your code while supplies last." And here's how the Twitch wings look like. Personally, I think they're super pretty, and I've already seen people saying that these wings would be great to cosplay as Tekna from Winx Club. Now, I have seen mixed opinions about these. There's people saying they don't like how they look, or they feel like they're not worth the hassle, which I understand because the cyberpunk style isn't for everyone. Now, with that being said, there's a lot of people mad about the collab in general. Now, one of the biggest reasons why people are upset about this is because they feel like it's unfair, which is usually the case when it comes to limited items and Dress to Impress. But this time around, it's a little bit different. There's a lot of people saying they don't have Twitch or they're not allowed to have Twitch, which is understandable. If you're not allowed to have Twitch, then you can't do anything about it. But if you don't have Twitch and you can make an account, then there's nothing stopping you from going to get them.
Talk that tea.
Another issue I saw is that people don't know how to use Twitch, which I completely understand. It is kind of hard when you first start off, but in case you need to watch a tutorial, Bplays did post one under the Dress to Impress YouTube page. I'll link it in the description in case y'all want to see it. But yeah, pretty much a lot of people are saying they feel like it's unfair because they have to do all this work, or that getting limited codes is harder than it used to be. And I get it, people are used to just getting like a code, putting it in, making sure to get it before the time frame's up. But y'all, I promise doing a Twitch drop is not that hard. Like, I know a lot of people are busy, but you can actually just turn a stream on and go to bed or go to work and leave it running. And when you come back to it, your code would be there. You just gotta make sure you're logged in or else you won't get it. Also, make sure to keep some of the volume on for the stream. I believe if you don't have the screen open or you have the audio muted, it won't count it. Or at least that's what I experienced when I was trying to get a drop for Final Fantasy. I had somebody's stream open in the background and an hour had passed and I still didn't get my drop. So just make sure to have it open with the volume on. Now, I do want to read a Reddit post that I saw regarding limited items just to see how the community's feeling. The post is titled, "Let's talk about limited items." I want to get this out the way. I am not against limited items existing, but the team has got to work on their communication. DTI has never shied away from limited items, but anyone else just feeling so tired by how non-stop it's getting? A dress-up game should be calming. I like limited quests and limited codes, but they're going overboard with it. It's simply too much. As for this Twitch code, I'm happy we're getting different ways to receive these limited items. However, I don't personally think making this new method one where we need to sign up for a completely new thing is necessary. I'm gonna be so honest, y'all. I think a Twitch drop is a pretty big deal. Like, usually they're reserved for bigger games, so I think it's pretty cool they were able to secure this collab. I also think it's a great way to show that there's supporting creators outside of YouTube as well. As for the conversation regarding limited items, I personally don't mind them, and I think it's actually very common for there to be a limited item for an update, not just in Dress to Impress, but in games in general. I get the FOMO hits and it's kind of annoying sometimes, but the items are free and you don't have to get it. If you really want it, you're gonna do what you need to do to get it. And like I said, Twitch isn't that hard, but I do feel bad for people who aren't allowed to be on Twitch. Maybe some of y'all are able to convince your guardians to help you get it, but it's up to them at that point. Now let's move on to the next section where we'll talk about the mermaid tail situation. Okay, so this one is pretty new because it just got announced yesterday, but players are upset that the mermaid tail from the games event is making a comeback. An announcement was sent out yesterday by B Plays that says, "Missed out on last year's mermaid tail? No worries, we're unlocking the vault this summer. Get ready for some nostalgia. A special round will be launching in Dress to Impress. When you get the special mermaid round, if you win the round, you will unlock the mermaid tail from last year. The special round will stay from the launch of the summer update until the summer event ends. The moment the update drops, the very first round theme for every server will be mermaid. So be sure to join right away to see the special round and get your mermaid tail. After that, the special round would happen every 3 hours for a full month." Now, the first part of the message that made people upset was where it said, "If you win the round, you will unlock the mermaid tail from last year." So a lot of people were mad because of unfair voting, and it's really hard to get first place nowadays. But B sent out another announcement that said, "Clarification, it will be anyone who gets podium, not just first place." Which in my opinion, I think it's a great decision because getting first place is so hard sometimes. So this makes it way easier. However, people who got the mermaid tail last year are upset that it's making a comeback. And the big reason why is because it's supposed to be limited. There was a specific tweet that I saw under the announcement that DTI made that said, "Y'all were just doing so well, why bring it back if it was limited?" And B Plays responded saying, "This item was never advertised as limited or exclusive. It was a reward for a mini game, and we like new players to feel included in the summery mermaid vibes, not just old players. We have tons of new players who weren't here last summer." And then the original commenter said, "This was from a limited time Roblox event though. If we're unlocking the vault now, might as well bring back all the old rewards too. The tail is cute, but imagine a new one, something iconic, dramatic, Lena coated, octopus legs. Yeah, that would have ate. The sneak peek's been eating, we just wanted a fresh plate." I'm gonna be so for real, y'all. I'm glad they're bringing these back because I didn't get them last year. I did play that super difficult obby, but I didn't win with the duo. I thought I did, but I guess I just gave up. So I'm happy I have another chance to get it. Now, another reason why I see people complaining that they're bringing it back is because it was so hard to get last year, but now it's way easier. So some people are annoyed that they did all this just for somebody else to get it without trying as hard. Now, regarding the idea of making a new mermaid tail, it would have been cool to see a new design, but I bet if we got a new one, people would have been like, well, we already have 2 mermaid tails, why bring another one out? Also, we don't know if they're gonna bring something else out. Maybe they do have another mermaid tail or some other sea creature related thing. So I feel like we just gotta wait. Overall though, I think it's fine that they're bringing it back. Also, I don't think the reason why they brought it back is because they're too lazy to make a new one. I'm pretty sure the reason why they're bringing it back is because people have been asking for it. Now I'm gonna finish off this section by reading a YouTube comment I got under one of my community posts from Moth DTI. "I have seen the meanest people being angry about this on Twitter. The devs never advertised this as a rare item. It was simply stated that it was for a Roblox event. They never said it would be limited like they did with other items. For example, the sparkling resolution set. So I feel like people are only mad because they want to have something valuable. But this game doesn't have trading, so I don't know why there would be any value. The devs are just trying to give new players a chance, and considering we only have 2 mermaid tails in the game, this seems like a good solution. But as always, let me know in the comments down below how you feel about this. Do you care that they're bringing back this mermaid tail? Do you think it would have been better if they made a new one? Now with that being said, let's go ahead and move on to the next section where we'll talk about Grow a Garden and Dress to Impress. To be honest, out of all the drama we've talked about today, this one's probably the weirdest one. For those of y'all who don't know, Grow a Garden is one of the biggest games on Roblox right now. Last Saturday, they broke a record of 20 million concurrent players. Pretty much this is the game of the year for Roblox. Now with the growing popularity of this game, it makes sense that a lot of people who play Dress to Impress play Grow a Garden as well, which is fine. It's a big game and it's fun. I play it as well. I've also noticed a lot of DTI YouTubers making Grow a Garden content as well. All of this is fine. There's no issues here. If you're one of the people who are like, okay, I'm not playing DTI anymore, I'm only playing Grow a Garden, that's fine. If you decide to stop making DTI content and you only want to do Grow a Garden now, that's fine also. However, there's this weird narrative going around that Dress to Impress is copying Grow a Garden. The first time I heard about this was under the subreddit called DTI. The post was titled, "Is DTI dying and Grow a Garden's taking over?" One of you guys said the kids of DTI are moving to Grow a Garden. That's a good theory, or maybe people are bored of needing to layer 20 items to win. In my opinion, DTI is too complicated now and Grow a Garden is so addictive. Then over on Twitter, I saw a post that was made by Jackson is Mediocre that said, recently DTI has made a global announcement system and players think that they're copying Grow a Garden. Yes, they probably have taken inspiration from GAG, but GAG was not the first game to do something like this. And in the tweet, it talked about a Reddit post where it showed screenshots of the devs using the global announcement system. And the comments under that post were saying things like, they're trying to be like Grow a Garden so bad. Looks like the devs have been growing their gardens. It's Grow a Garden core. Now I remember seeing another post on Reddit, but I can't find it now. But someone mentioned that there's more than one thing that they've been doing that Grow a Garden does. Like for instance, the special cutscene event, the global announcement feature, which we just talked about. And the last reason, which actually baffled me, is that the Dress to Impress devs announced that now they're gonna start doing weekly updates. Which I'm gonna be honest, y'all, this is the one reason where I'm like, stop. There's a ton of games that do weekly updates. And if we're being honest, I feel like recently, in order to have your game succeed, you do need to drop a lot of frequent updates. There might be some games that have a loyal fan base and they don't need to drop as many updates for it, but even some of those games are losing their player base. So in order to keep up, it is good to drop more updates. Now I did see somebody bring up the fact that the devs have said they couldn't do weekly updates in the past, but we gotta remember that circumstances change. Maybe they couldn't back then because they didn't have enough devs, but I'm sure now they have enough people to work on stuff like that. Now regarding the global announcements and the special cutscene, I think it's okay to say that the devs might have taken inspiration from Grow a Garden. I mean, it is one of the most successful games on Roblox ever, so it makes sense to want to follow the blueprint. Also, just a side note, Grow a Garden isn't the only game who's done this. I actually remember Dress to Impress using the global announcement feature back in the day during the Lana Lore stuff, so it's cool that they're now using it for the main game. Now, I do find it kind of weird that people are comparing Grow a Garden and Dress to Impress. They're not even in the same category. One is a simulator and the other is a dress-up game. So I don't really understand why people are comparing them. And if we look at other games, simulators tend to do very well. I get that a lot of people love Grow a Garden now and maybe stop playing Dress to Impress in order to play that game instead, but that doesn't mean that DTI is copying, and it doesn't mean that Dress to Impress is dying. With that being said, let's go ahead and move on to the last section of the video. Recently, I've been seeing a lot of posts on Reddit and Twitter saying that this is the downfall of DTI, or just straight up saying that DTI is dying. Now, the main reason people are bringing this up is because of the number of players, and because some players feel the game has changed so much from what it used to be. I've seen so many players say that they feel like the game is too hard now, or that the standards for outfits is too high, so it makes the game not fun. And then other people are really tired of unfair voting, or how big the map is, or how expensive items are. You get my point. So here are my thoughts on the whole conversation. Part of me feels like some of these conversations are actually rage bait coming from people who actually hate DTI. However, there are a lot of posts that feel genuine and like they're coming from players who used to play daily. And I'm gonna be honest, I think a lot of players have just outgrown Dress to Impress. Obviously, that doesn't mean you hate the game, but you've just moved on to something else. Maybe you switched to Grow a Garden, maybe you quit Roblox altogether, or you finally went outside and touched grass and liked it. My point is, just like DTI DTI, you're also evolving. I know that sounds corny, but it's true. Besides that, I also think there are a lot of OG DTI players that just miss how things used to be. Even if the devs bring old maps or clothing pieces back, it's not really the same anymore. And that's fine, we all move on. But it's unfair to say that DTI is experiencing a downfall when they haven't done anything wrong. The game still pushes out consistent updates, the devs work on so many new ideas, and honestly, a lot of the ideas we're seeing being implemented came from the community, which I love to see. In a way, the community is one of the big reasons why DTI is evolving. Some people will stick around and others won't. And that's just how it is, especially in gaming. One day a game has 1 million players and it's all everyone can talk about. And then a few months later, players leave and others keep playing. Honestly, being a game dev sounds so difficult, but some of those struggles I can relate to as a YouTuber. One day you have a video hitting 100K and then 1 million, and then suddenly your views go down and you wonder why. There can be a bunch of reasons as to why, but the truth is people move on from creators as well. And you as a creator have to keep evolving and pushing forward. So to answer the question, is DTI dying? No, I don't think so. I believe DTI will continue to grow, and even if players decide to move on from the game, there will still be a loyal fan base that will continue to support no matter what. Anyways, let me stop yapping. I sound like an old lady right now. Let me know in the comments down below what you think about all the drama. Do you agree or disagree with any of them? Okay, bye. See you in the next one. Bye. Okay, bye. See you. Bye.